is Dr. Carlos Mesquita. He's the chairman of the Centro Hospitalar El Universitario de Coimbra Trauma Center, National Health Service Senior Consultant in General Surgery, Emergency Department Team Leader, Coimbra University Medical School and Hospital, Chairman, Ibero-Afro-American Meeting on Trauma Surgery, Chairman, Portuguese Medical Association National Steering Group on Emergency Surgery Education, founding member and past president of the European Society for Trauma and Emergency Surgery, ESTES, and international faculty of DSPC. Colleagues, let us now welcome Dr. Carlos Mesquita.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for this very nice invitation. It's very good to meet friends again. And it is a real honor for me. So thank you to all of you, and especially to Shiu. This is a sign of friendship that I will never forget. Thank you very much. It is a pleasure to find and to meet again the friends that I don't see many months ago with the pandemic. I will be talking based on the song of the Beatles, "The Long and Winding Road," and so, but now about the acquisition of competencies in trauma surgery, and of course, this is my opinions after 40 years of a surgical career. In this slide, we have a picture from my city, Coimbra, but also a picture of our ancestor, the barber surgeon. And it is very interesting to see how general surgery is developing since these times until today, and what is worrying us about also the progress that we are assisting. We are also happy to assist. First, I don't have any conflicts of interest in this matter, but of course my presentation reflects the author's background and my involvement in several international recognized education and training models. This is Coimbra, my city, beautiful by day and especially by night when we have the moon over the university. Coimbra has been the capital of Portugal during the years after our independence, so in 12th and 13th centuries before, the capital moved to Lisbon, where it is now. Our university has been founded in 1290, is one of the oldest of the Europe, and is now 731 years old. Due to the monumental buildings and history, Coimbra has been granted UNESCO World Heritage status, and so a very nice place for you to visit if you have never been here before. This is a view of the main building of our hospital, our center hospital. This is the University Hospital with more than 1,200 beds. We have also a pediatric hospital, 2 maternities, and also a psychiatry hospital in other buildings, and another general hospital on the other side, in the southern part of the city. The University Hospital is the central hospital for a population of around 2 million people, and the emergency department, which is also a trauma center, receives 500 patients a day, but in what concerns general surgery, our specialty in the patients that we have to treat, it will be in a medium of 5 patients a day that normal needing surgical treatment. What do you do? This is my personal numbers, but they can serve as an example of the experience of the surgeons of my age in order to compare with the current situation. I have been happy in my life as a professionally, of course, in professional terms, because I could do many things and many different things. Since goiters operating in emergency department for acute airway obstruction or gastric necrosis from patients coming from Brazil, in this case with Chagas disease, or ischemic bowel with the need to operate on the superior mesenteric artery, perforations of the esophagus, trauma patients, but really when we look to it, we see that our trauma patients that need an operation by general surgeons are around 27%. So the vast majority of our patients are not, and 30% of these patients operating for urgent situations. When we look to the graphic on your right, you see that of course there are strong points essentially related with the digestive surgery, also with vascular surgery. But what is important to me is to realize that a surgeon of my age had the opportunity to work with all the other specialties, and have been doing or helping to do many things on orthopedics, on gynecological and obstetricals and so on. And the problem is, not the problem, the great advantage is that it is a very good experience when you work in emergency setting, because you know how to do things in other circumstances, and it makes your life as a acute care surgeon much more easy. It's not, unfortunately, probably not the same today. What we feel in Portugal and in Europe is that the progressive focus on planned activities at the expense of the urgent has undermined the ability of surgeons in general to intervene in emergency situations outside their areas of specializations. Even more important, when governments and institutions maintain medical missions in theaters marked by underdeveloped political instability or even war. So to bring the emergency surgical care into line with modern world, it will be essential, in my opinion, to redesign our training curricula. In the last more than 20 years, we made a great effort in order to bring to Portugal the great courses. First, with the American College of Surgeons, in '99, we brought the ATLS and also the team for students. In 2003, with the ATSIC, we brought the DSTC and later the satellite courses for anesthesiologists and perioperative nurses. In 2009 until 2014, with ESTES, we could bring the European Trauma course, the MUSEC, ultrasound course, and also the MRMI courses, very important when we have to live with catastrophes and disaster medicine. And after 2013, with the World Society of Emergency Surgery and Donegal Clinic and Research Academy from Ireland, with Michael Suguru, we brought the emergency abdominal surgery course. And it represents, for many years, it represented a lot of work. All these courses and others are here in this graphic, until COVID-19 obliged us to stop completely. And now we are trying to reassume our activity, and we hope that in the next few months, is at least the European Trauma course, the ATLS and the STC and satellite courses will restart again. Without friends, we do nothing. And we have to say thank you to all these guys, important surgeons, worldwide recognized, which came to Portugal to help us to put in place all this activity, all these courses. But I would like to mention 4 of them in particular. Ken Beaufort, and Michael Sugru with the STC, and also with Michael, the emergency abdominal surgery course, and two colleagues from Singapore, which our friends, and Xiu Ming Terk and Fijan Apazami, which unfortunately is not with us anymore. Good friends, and especially Fijan, we will never forget it. Another important idea was that we cannot go alone, and we are lucky to have between our friends, and we have to Brazil. Brazil, we have the same language, which make things very easy, and we have a very close relationship. And then a few years ago, we decided to sign a twinning agreement between the Portuguese Society of Trauma and Brazilian Societies of Trauma. One of the things that helped to consolidate this agreement was the STC course, because we had the initiative, and with them we translated for Portuguese to Portuguese the STC manual, because it was in English, and especially in Brazil, for many people, they are not so fluent with the English language, and it helped a lot to put in place what is now probably, if not the biggest, the second or third biggest VSTC program in the world, with a lot, I think now, more than 50 DSTC courses done until the moment. Some photos of these courses. This is the ATLS. Here you have the first DSTC course we had in Coimbra with Ken Beaufort. Here with Arile Paniemi and others in the DSTC course on the skills, the animal station. Also something on the ultrasound course. And now this is an important point. In a moment we stayed with our lab because of politics and administrative problems inside our hospital, but we could go on with our courses of trauma surgery with the help of the military. And in the last 2 years, we have been putting the course in place in a hospital campaign you can see here, which in reality has been even much better than what we had before. We can have 6 operating tables at the same time, with 3 courses for surgeons, anesthesiologists, and nurses. Also at the same time, it is always a 3-in-1. The European trauma course, we also decided to bring it to Portugal first. It is a course for multi-trauma patients like the ATLS, but in a different setting for patients for the trauma team. So it is essentially a course about leadership and for the trauma team in hospital. And now we could also help to bring the course to Brazil. The pictures you see here are from the first course with our Brazilian colleagues in Campinas. The emergency abdominal surgery course from Michael Sugru and this group, we are with them since the beginning, and it's a great course for non-trauma emergency situations. This is nice pictures from one of the courses we had in Madeira Island before the COVID. We have also been attentive to the need to publish, and our group has been publishing something about surgical education in trauma, and especially the need of training programs that they should acknowledge the role of courses aiming at the enhancement of both technical and non-technical skills in trauma surgery. Technical skills are very important, but also non-technical skills are also very important. And now we are paying big attention to this, trying to improve especially the relations between the surgeons, the anesthesiologists, and the nurses. And with, in my opinion, I think, with a great success, and I am very proud of it. What's missing? I think we do the courses, but this is not enough. And we must think about it and remember that the increasing knowledge is like a sphere expanding in space, and this sphere can be conceived in the middle of the essential model that is the tetrahedron. And now we are, since not now, many times, since a few times ago, we are understanding this as the need for a tetrahedral model for the acquisition of competencies in trauma surgery. And what is this? Okay, you have the four vertices, and one of them is the ATLS. The other one is the teamwork as the European trauma course. On the other side, the DSTC course for surgeons, or the others for other specialties. And then in the fourth vertice, what do we need to have is a continuous specific training program. In fact, we are trying many years ago to implement a specialty or a subspecialty, doesn't matter, or title of competence in trauma and emergency surgery in Portugal. It has not been so easy because the more traditional people do not understand the problem as we do, but in fact we decided, because we are a country of the European Union, and then we decided to bring our proposal, our national proposal, to bring it to Europe in order to establish European qualification and competency in trauma and emergency surgery. It was in 2014, and in 2015, the idea has been accepted. It has been developed by a working group in the European Union for medical specialists, and it exists now as a title of competency in emergency surgery. In our proposal, what we were proposing was a traineeship of 2 years, 24 months, 6 months in trauma and surgical intensive care, 18 months in elective and emergency surgery, well, with rotations in the specialties like general surgery, cardiothoracic surgery, angiology, vascular surgery, orthopedics, and so on, with a space for options depending on the interests of the candidate. And at the same time, a few courses that were considered essential or desirable. In this case, the ATLS, for example, and the STC course, of course, were considered essential courses. And then the candidate during the fellowship trainees must try to acquire some technical competencies that are listed here in the airway, in skull and face and neck, in the thorax, with essential procedures, especially in damage control situations, abdomen and pelvis, extremities, and other things that we put here as miscellaneous, but in fact can be very important in what is about to look to the patient cells in damage control surgery. So, finishing, in conclusion, I think we must have objectives very clear. We need to know where to go. We need a team. We need friendship, and I think this is the essentially if we want to go to somewhere, and especially if you want to improve the care of your patients, and if you want to improve the preparation of your residents and of your young specialists in times that are so easy today, like probably they have been before to me and colleagues of my age. Thank you very much for your time.